Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fruitlies tribe, our alternative universe where banana, kumquat, kiwi, and coconut are able to live out a much more peaceful life than the Fruitlings tribe in our live stream version of these exact same characters. And this weekend was kind of amazing. I'm not sure how many of you have had a chance to catch up on the adventures of the Fruitlings tribe, the stream tribe that we do every Saturday, but we developed so much new lore for the history of the Fruit Bats tribe that both this universe and that universe are descended from. It was really fantastic. For those of you who don't have time to watch the whole thing or are like me and you worry you're going to forget things very easily, I do have updated the wiki, which you can find a link to in the video description, with lore for both of the tribes. So you can jump between the two tribes and you can see how even though they are both descended from the fruit bats lineage, they have very different sets of lore because this tribe, thanks to the wonderful albino coconut, has not forgotten the history of the moon mother bat, the responsibility that they have to stay at the heart of the jungle with the sacred springs around them and to wait for her return. Coconut has not forgotten that, and she has not forgotten how all of these gigantic trees and all of the stinky fruit trees that we see here were once upon a time planted by the ancestors of the fruit bat tribe. That is one of the things that the moon mother bat asks of all of her fruit bats, is that they can spread the seeds and the fruits to new lands and spread the jungle as a result. So we have not forgotten in this tribe about the moon mother bat. But in the other tribe, the moon mother bat was forgotten because of the corruption. And I'm going to just sum that up really quickly so that you guys can kind of have an idea about why this tribe is so different from their parallel universe where all three or four of them live out an entirely different life. But in the stream tribe that we do, the Fruitlings tribe, there was an epidemic that swept across the land known as the corruption. It was a disease spread by a horde of insects that inhabited all of the islands where all of the nicheling tribes lived. No nicheling tribe, no matter how strong, no matter how fast, no matter their swimming ability, no matter how many nuts they could crack in a single day, no matter how far they could fly, could escape the corruption of the insects that spread this sleeping sickness. With the sleeping sickness upon a nicheling, you could not gather food, you could not move, you could not wake, you could not have children, and your tribe would die off within days. Very, very devastating, very, very hard to recover from. And it looked like in the other universe, not this one, ironically, but it looked like in that world for a time that all nichelings would die off and nothing would be left other than these vampiric blood-sucking insects spreading the sleeping sickness corruption through the lands. Until the arrival of the fruit bats. And in the other world, our streaming world, it turns out that the fruit bats were fantastically built for turning their attention away from tending to the fruit of the moon mother bat and her jungles and to eating insects because they have these adorable little bat heads, right? So, in the other world, the fruit bat tribe ended up abandoning, out of desperation, the lore of the moon mother bat. They forgot why they were supposed to be at the heart of the jungle. They forgot why they were waiting for the moon mother bat. They forgot to even take care of the jungle itself because they ended up becoming a very heroic tribe that spread through the lands, eating all of the insects and saving all of the other tribes from destruction. So in our stream tribe that we do on the weekends, they became fruit bat royalty, ruling over all of the other tribes, respected by all, eaten by none, defended by the half-Bariana tribe, served by the gathering tribes. Their purpose in life was to continue to fight the corruption, which you can actually see through swamp tiles. And in the other tribe, we have an amazing setup, very similar to this, with an island at the heart of the jungle, but it is filled with corrupt tiles, aka the swamp tiles that have insects that spread sleeping sickness. And in this world, there's no swamp tiles at the heart of the jungle. Look at this. So the sleeping sickness never spread, and the fruit bats have never experienced life as fruit bat royalty in this world. They have never had a reason to forget about the moon mother bat, and as a result, they have never had a chance to really interact much with outsiders. So having a little outsider orphan and having this Kira character who just stuffs himself on our sacred fruit trees all day is actually something that Kumquat is quite uncertain about. He, in this world, does not believe that outsiders are needed. In the other world, you might have outsiders end up serving you because you're fruit bat royalty, but we'll get into that on the streams. And again, I know that was a lot of lore, that's a lot of roleplay, it can be very confusing. I typed it all up and have it laid out in our wiki, so I just wanted to kind of explain how these two tribes are so different. In that world, the corruption spread. In this one, it did not. We still remember who we are, and who we are is supposed to be the caretakers of this jungle, the spreaders of the Moon Mother's fruit trees and her great jungle trees, spreading these seeds to new lands and going from jungle to tend to it with care and love, and also perhaps defending the health of the jungle, which may not include having little outsiders pop up out of nowhere. So yeah, I think that Kumquat is really proud. I mean, look, his tribe was just starting to be rebuilt with the birth of Ginger, the birth of Pome, the birth of Radish. He was able to forgive, well, forgive is a strong word. He was able to overlook the fact that Banana was not a fruit bat member because she has contributed so significantly to this tribe, but can he find it in his heart to accept these outsiders who he sees as threats to the jungle? Whew. All right. Now that I'm so exhausted, now that I have built up that much of the lore, hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Sorry that went so long. This weekend developed both of their world's stories so much that it really, really wore me out. Because how do you keep up with all that, right? But let's go ahead, and now that I explained about the corruption and the wiki that explains it all, that you can read really fast if you need to, I'll make this episode a little bit extra long, and let's carry on with the question of what to do about the fact that we have this little orphan here. And I'm going to be honest, I feel that Kumquat's immediate reaction is absolutely not. We will not accept more outsiders. He secretly has been furious that Kira here has pretty much contributed nothing to the tribe. He does have sticky tongue, but this is not a world affected by the corruption, so there is no need for sticky tongue among proper fruit bats. He does have G&D immunity, but he just doesn't seem to pull his weight in a way. He just sits there. All he wants to do is just kind of chill under this tree and eat from the sacred fruit bat's fruit. He doesn't really seem to contribute to their lifestyle. He doesn't contribute to their family. He doesn't make an effort to form bonds. So he truly is just kind of a freeloading outsider. And Kumquat has always resented that secretly in his heart. And here he is, finally being able to see his sons born onto this island, finally being able to see them potentially renewing the fruit bat tribe here in their special land. And then another outsider comes. I think that Kumquat, knowing that he has his sons, knowing that Pome is here, having conveniently overlooked the fact that Banana herself is an outsider, would immediately say, for the sake of his sons, no way will we accept this outsider. And in fact, he should be chased away. But there's a couple things that I think will save little Yurtzu, Lurzu even, from being tossed into the river or chased off the island. And that is the fact that Banana is still here, she is still alive, and she still holds just as much sway over the tribe as Kumquat. And she, for one, is never one to turn away an orphan. She deeply respects the fact that our little Fruitlies have remembered their history and their lore. She finds it fascinating that they are going to be caretakers of the jungle. But how, Kumquat, when you yourself were once upon a time a lost orphan, could you turn away a child in need? For shame, kumquat, for shame! And I think that Banana would definitely, and with Ginger perhaps watching his mother, because that is his mom, right? Yay! Oh, he's so freaking cute. I love him. But I think that Banana would shame Kumquat slightly and say how could he dare to turn away from a child in need. And I also think the second thing that will save little Lurzu this time is actually Coconut, because she has a son of her own in Radish, and she has discovered like a depth of love, like a maternal love for her child. After all, she just sat and meditated on the spot for eons before he was born. And so I think out of a sense of maternal love, of perhaps having a playmate for her son Radish, she would want to have little Lurzu. I really should just change his name at this point. To be watched over and perhaps taken care of. And Coconut also would be intrigued by his white hair, because he is the first white-haired nicheling that she has seen ever. Nobody else has her fur color. Perhaps this is a sign from the Moon Mother Bat, and we should act with compassion instead of defense, even though she does understand Kumquat's desire to defend the jungle. So let's see if we can have Coconut invite this little guy. He's so scared, but she crawls up through the water and quietly, through the grasses, offers him a chance to join the tribe. Hello, little one. Okay, so here he is. Oh, and he's got peacock tail and bird beak recessive. He might give us something useful yet. But primarily, I think that he was saved, even though he is an outsider, to be kind of a playmate for Radish, who's sort of like watching. That almost looks threatening. Having all these Razorina swirl around our baby in a circle. How about no, Razorina? You can't eat him. Nope. All right. But we have invited the little outsider into the tribe. And I do think Banana would have quite a lot to say about compassion and quite a bit to kind of judge Kumquat with. Let's see. And meanwhile, he has also had Pome learn how to get from the termite hill. I wonder what the dangerous termites are. My goodness. And just a reminder, in this tribe, they do not eat from these plants because they believe then the jungle shall eat you. And one day, I actually feel like they might try to eradicate these plants from the island in some way. Like they might see their responsibility to always get rid of these plants and keep them as smushed as possible, because they threaten the jungle and they threaten the precious fruit plants of the Fruitlies tribe. So we'll have to see where that goes. And it's really surreal to see one of the healing fruits in this tribe. And no, in their alternative universe, these are very special, sacred kumquat, healing kumquats, named after Kumquat, who died in that tribe. But here, they're just yummy healing fruits. That's so surreal. Maybe a gift of the jungle, but not anything more extreme. Anyway, little Pome is of age now. She has bird beak recessive, right? A and D, C and E. That's right. She and Ginger actually are a pretty good pair. Ginger has a recessive scorpion tail. Oh, that'd be so cool. And he's got recessive toxic body. Ah, and Pome has recessive albinism. Wait. Oh, that's right. Radish and Ginger. They're my new OTP here because we might have the Moon Mother Bat. Yes. Okay, Pome. You're of age, so I do believe that you can start heading out to explore a little bit if you wish. I think she's a slightly curious creature. And Ginger, I think, would stay by his mother's side. And I do feel that Kumquat would kind of just quietly gather some food because he feels a little bit conflicted that he was overridden and we have invited another outsider who shall eat our food into the tribe. And I think that he will continue to just want to see the legacy return with new baby fruit bats. Also Kiwi, yeah, you and Kumquat, you don't smell very good to each other because you both have F immunity, so I don't think they'll even glance at each other romantically. But Kiwi is interesting because while all of this is going around, she is just playfully kind of exploring anything that piques her interest and dashing through the waters. And also, speaking of waters, she has recessive water body, which I never noticed before. And I knew she had webbed hind legs and fishing tail. But I wonder if Kiwi is beginning to get an idea about fishing bats. Because maybe if bats could swim, then much of the tribe would not have been lost during that tsunami that came and swept so many of them away with the powerful tropical storm. So I wonder if Kiwi might actually be kind of considering life as a swimming bat. So we're gonna let her kind of, oh, Kiwi, you lucked the freaking heck out. Oh my gosh, Kiwi. Ah, that was a heart attack and a half. But I do think Kiwi is considering life as a swimming and fishing bat because secretly, in her own childish way, she thinks that if they had been able to swim better, then clearly the tribe would have survived the tsunami, which is not the case, but it comes from a good place. Alright, well, I just yammered on for way freaking too long, but we had a lot done, and we had a baby! Holy termite mound! And the termite mound has come back. Oh my gosh. You guys! We have little yellow squash. What a name. Thank you, random name list. I think I'm gonna name her little Squashy. There we go. We've got little Squashy. Look at her, a female B&D immunity, super high fertility. She will be the mother of many of our wonderful fruit bats. She has that recessive scorpion tail hanging out, and she's got stinky tail. Oh, she looks so cute. She kind of looks like Burberry from the Fruitling tribe, but look at her. Aww. Hopefully Kumquat and hopefully Banana will be able to settle their differences and have some more adorable babies, because I think that Banana is still very disappointed in Kumquat trying to deny that orphan sanctuary, but they have some fantastic kidlets for sure. Alright, speaking of the orphan, we still cannot get Radish off of the island. I worry that he will drown if he tries to go anywhere, or be eaten by all of the Razorina, who apparently are churning in the waters, just waiting for a chance to eat the baby. And let's also have Coconut, K&A immunity, there's Danger Plant. I feel like Coconut might consider having another child once her son is off the island. But for now, we might have this little guy. She'll come over and reveal a couple spots. Yeah, there's nothing for her to dig. That's right, she can't really do much, unfortunately. Oh, there's a food. There's a food. She can dig that up in a minute. There's a couple pieces. All right, well, we'll dig those in a second. Kiwi, you nearly, like, you got some discoveries there, all right, but you nearly gave me a heart attack. Oh my gosh. And then over here, I think that Kumquat will, oh, he did it! Kumquat went ahead. Oh, the baby can eat the food as a baby. Oh, that's so good. Okay. And I think Pome will clear away that grass. But Kumquat is going to try to appeal himself to the tribe again by helping out and by showing he wasn't trying to be a bad person. He wasn't trying to, like, kill the baby, but he hasn't forgotten that echoing through the grasses is the sound of Kira going nom nom nom, nom nom nom, nom 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 on the sacred fruit without contributing really anything to the tribe. So he hasn't gotten over his grudge, and he is completely unsure about this new outsider and would prefer to see this land covered in bat wings. But we're actually going to have a little talk with Kumquat about a certain missing gene from their tribe next time. We'll worry about that later. We covered a lot of lore today. There's more coming. Brace yourselves. All right. Kira? Kira? Kira! Fascinating. It appears, you know, to be honest, Kira does not have, he's gotten quite rotund from eating all of these stinky fruits. He truly has. He has just been stuffing himself over and over and over again. He is quite the content nicheling. He's got quite the belly to pat there. I don't think he would notice that there is a danger bear currently lurking behind this tree. I think that Kira is the kind of nicheling who just likes the easy life. So he's just going to casually continue to stuff himself and not notice that there is a danger bear coming. If he had tried to even make one friend in the tribe, perhaps they could call out to him and warn him that danger bear is there. But not yet. Not yet. Also, I do think Pome would be curious about the other termite mound. So now that she has eaten from this one and she really loves the termites, I think she'd start wiggling towards the other termite mound. Apparently it's a danger termite mound, but what does that mean? She's young. I feel that she would try to question that. And then over here, let's see, little Lurzu, we're gonna have you continue on. And we're gonna have Coconut to come with you. She's quite overheated. Apparently the jungle is a little too hot for... She has big body, right? Yeah, a little too hot for a big-bodied nicheling like her. Phooey. Oh gosh, and actually, doesn't Kumquat have toxic body? Yes. We really need to see if Kumquat and Coconut can have another baby, because that would be so cool to have toxic body. Alright, and you know what? Kiwi. Oh, Kiwi got the Razorina! Kiwi is definitely the kind where she's gonna have a roll in the mud and just a casual, like, dangling of her tail into the water to snatch a Razorina out there. I personally, I feel like that would hurt a lot to, like, just dangle my tail in until a Razorina bit it, but she managed to get the Razorina. And she also managed to roll in the mud to kind of cool off, because that is definitely what she would do. And meanwhile, I feel Banana would really be still a little upset with Kumquat, but let us see if Kumquat can soothe her worries, apologize, explain how he just truly wishes to see this jungle protected once again by the fruit bats that he remembers, how this was the land that his family had taken care of for generations, and to see outsiders step in. And then he would look up and realize he was speaking to an outsider, and perhaps he was going down the wrong dark path with that sort of conversation, and he might ask Banana what she thinks that he should do with the outsiders who come to the jungle when they clearly have a objective from the Moon Mother Bat to defend and protect this jungle. So maybe let's see if Banana appreciates having him ask her opinion. She did! All right. Well, hopefully she can provide him with a little bit of insight, and I think it's going to have to do with the lost gene, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. The grass is really swirly today, oh my goodness. Meanwhile, I think Ginger is excited about Squashy, his new little sister, so he's gonna stay by his mom though. Alright, are the boys big enough to... Ah! You had one job, Kira! You had one job, and it was to be food for that Marina. You had one job. Oh my gosh, you couldn't even manage that. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is where Kumquat would prove that he was supposed to take care of this tribe. Palme has been injured. She's gonna jump to the side. Kumquat without hesitation would throw himself in front of this Marina, and so even pregnant would Banana, because she has the children to protect. And go. And now she has used her scorpion tail, a powerful defensive mechanism, or offensive really, that Kumquat might be impressed by. I wonder if we might try to get like a defensive line of bats. We might have swimming bats from Kiwi's line, we might have moon fruit collecting bats from Coconut's line, and we might end up with like scorpion-tailed, horned, like aggressive attack bats from Kumquat's line. We'll have to see. But for now, Palme has been injured. Is there some way that we can actually help her? She needs to stay away from the water. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Palme, children are too young. Kiwi, could you come help? Kiwi cannot get over there in time. All she can kind of do is flutter in agitation. Because I think... Okay, don't drown, Kiwi. Oh, man. If I put her over here, will she drown? I really hope she won't drown. But she's trying to get there. And I think Coconut... Yeah, Coconut could try to get there. Isn't there a danger plant right over here? Alright, Coconut might try to get there. Don't drown. So the girls have just jumped into the water. Hopefully they'll be okay. The person who cannot go into the water is definitely Palme. But we'll have her like clear the grass in an attempt to see what's going on. And we'll have little Yurtsu kind of hide behind this rock. And Radish, I guess, watch. I mean, he's safe on the island, which is perhaps why we should have babies on this island. But this is quite dramatic. And Ginger! I think little Ginger would be guarding his sister Squashy and telling her it's going to be okay, even though he is confused as heck. And you had one job, Kira! But no, all you do is sit in a corner and stuff yourself on fruit. Oh boy. It went back for Palme! It went around everyone and went back for Palme! I cannot believe that! Oh my gosh, Palme! Can you like try to defend yourself? Oh, they did it! They did it, guys! Oh, let's feast upon the Barina. Let's have Kiwi jump up and try to help poor Palme, like, calm down. Palme is just gonna clear all this grass because she's definitely not very, does she have good eyesight? She has terrible eyesight, so now I think she, like, is terrified of all of the grass that she can't see. That was just a little bit too much for her. The babies are still babies, and I think that now that the evil is taken care of, Banana would frantically run back to her little ones to make sure they're okay. And Coconut, I feel, what can you do now, Coconut? That was a little exciting. She's actually safe in the river. I kind of feel like Coconut might swim the river for a minute and sort of like see what she can observe. We have now become swimming bats. I think Kiwi is so pleased. She is like, yes, sister, this is what I always wanted. Alright, and Kira, you go ahead and eat these. And we did know, next to the termite mound, that there was this delicious healing plant. I can't remember if we've ever eaten a healing plant here, but I wonder if Coconut might remember that lore. Another baby! Holy what? What have we birthed here? Starfruit! Oh my gosh! What? Oh my gosh, he's so intense in color. I'm not sure what I'm even looking at. He has got a bat head. He's got a digging paw. He is literally like the perfect blend between Banana and Kumquat because he's got that digging paw so he can dig things up. He can attack. He cannot collect though. Ooh, so it's gonna be time to talk about the lost gene next time for sure. With recessive bird beak and toxic body. Oh, this is so exciting. All right, little starfruit. I think I'm gonna give you a new name because, man, look at him. He is something to look at. My gosh. What on earth am I gonna call you? I actually think you kind of look more like a guava to me than a starfruit. It's really convenient to be able to have all of the names in the name list come up with when you do a themed tribe like this though. I think we're gonna just name him Star, short for Starfruit. Oh my goodness. Alright. And he has bat wing, bat head, but no ability to collect. We may have to talk about the missing gene with Kumquat next time. But alright guys, so I think that's good for now. We had quite a bit of drama. I know today was a really long episode, but I tried to make it extra long to make up for all of the lore that was up front, because it really is defining this tribe and the tribe's future and very important for the sake of our stories. But we will move on a little faster next time, where I think Coconut is going to take it upon herself to try to find the healing fruits. Now that one of our tribal members has been injured, she does recall memory of these healing fruits, and describing them, then of course we know there's one very close by and one over by Kira. But I think that she would want to search the island to find where these gifts of the jungle are, and to also find where the threats of the jungle are, where that Kumquat might begin to think should be neutralized, because poor Palme was simply trying to nibble some insects, and she almost lost her life for that, due to the shadows of the jungle. And I really think that Kumquat feels that there should be more defenses, and that any threat in the jungle, be it carnivorous plant, or overstuffed wandering nicheling stealing our fruit, should be neutralized. So, we will have to see where we go next time. But alright, thank you guys. I know this was a lot of lore. I have a ton of it in the wiki. I've just had so much fun telling this story and so much fun watching it evolve, especially when we build it together every week in our stream It's just the best feeling. It's brought me so much joy and happiness. And hopefully, next episode we will be able to clip along a little bit faster. Though I am a little concerned to do that because Banana is gonna be dead. I'm so glad we have more time to spend with them now. But geez, old age still catches up to us all, I suppose. Alright. Thank you guys so much. If you could, do please leave a like to feed some fantastic fruit to our wonderful Fruitlies tribe. Let me know what you think about all of the lore that has been built up in the comments, because that too makes my heart sing. And if you would like to join us for this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!